The next thing you're going to want to... What's up, guys? We're here at another autocross event. A couple of weeks ago, dropped a video about what to do at your first autocross. If you missed the first video, click right here. I'll put the little linky thing there. I intentionally left out anything that had to do with driving because it was more about preparing and learning how to approach the event as a whole. Today, we're gonna talk about how to drive your first event. Let's go! What? I'm talking to my GoPro on a stick. Yeah. Assuming it's your first autocross event, you'll probably be on street tires, not 200 treadwear racing tires. As you can see on this car here, he's rolling over on the shoulders a little bit. So basically what that means is that there's not enough pressure in these tires and they're rolling over and he's actually driving on the sidewalls. There's no grip on the sidewall, so that's no good. So for your first event, make sure your tires are in the upper 30 PSI range, maybe even in the 40s, because street tires are not really made for cornering forces like this. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is your driving position. You're gonna wanna make sure you're seated in the car close enough to the steering wheel that your elbows can be bent. And you'll notice my hands are gonna stay 9 and 3. See how close I am to the steering wheel? So that I can go 180 without taking my hands off the wheel. And so that, I mean, obviously so that you can reach the pedals. If you stick your arms straight out, your wrists should touch the steering wheel, and that's right where you want to be. So that's your driving position. All right, go do the thing. That thing is creepy. So when you're new to autocross, looking ahead and being smooth is key. Good, good, look ahead, look ahead. Look out that side window, there you go. So everything comes at you really fast. So you have to look very far ahead. So like, all right, so when I'm sitting here, like you've already seen this, I'm looking like up there to almost like the third cone. Looking ahead, keep it tighty here, keep it tight. Tight to the cones, tight to the cones. Looking ahead, looking ahead. Oh, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead. Looking at that gate, looking at that gate. Ready now, plan your finish. Yes, back on the gas, back on the gas, back on the gas, back on the gas.
Oh shit.
That was fun. How did that feel compared to your others?
That was a lot. Let's find out.
What did you do? Let's see.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
So you can find more time. Do everything else the same, but do that turn, go wider, and turn that turn into a 90, and you got another half a second. Easy.
Shit, dude. Thank you so much.
Go for it, man. I'll be watching.
Dude, I just got a 64.9.
And that's the value of proper instruction. He just did a 1.5 seconds faster than his previous best. Looking ahead, seeing the course for what it is and anticipating turns is something that you will have to develop over time. It doesn't come in the first event. It's something that it takes a long time to build. Here's the next thing you want to work on. Some people will call it traction circle. Some people will call it the string theory. But basically the main idea is managing grip. Now, one thing that I do see from a lot of new drivers, if you're going into a turn and you're turning, and say the car begins to understeer. So understeer is when the front tires lose grip and the car starts sliding. So even though you're turned, the car is not steering as much as you want, so it's understeering. Got it? Great. So one thing that people will do when they understeer, and it's very common for newer drivers, and it's the automatic response to the car not turning enough, is they steer more. Taking the variables out, the course, the surface, the tire age, temperatures, and things like that, your tires have 100% of grip available. So if you have the wheel turned at 90 degrees, say, and you're understeering at this point, you are using 100% of your tire's grip at that point because the tires are breaking away. Now, if you do more steering, you're just asking the tires to do more than they've already told you they can't do. So if this is the tire's limit of grip, you can't add steering input because you'll end up understeering more. When you start to understeer, you actually want to bleed off and wait until that grip comes back. Less steering, there you go. Less steering. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, you're gonna rip the steering wheel and you're gonna feel the car still pushing straight. So instead of going more, you're gonna back off a little bit and you'll actually feel the grip start to come back. All right, so watch. Ready? If I back off, you see the grip start to come back? You see it? I see what you're talking about this being rough in your thumb. Take it off. Yeah, man, of course.
Now, the next thing is the string theory. And the idea is that all of your inputs, your steering, your brake, and your throttle are all connected by a string. Keep in mind, your tires have 100% of available grip. If you're taking up 75% of your available grip with the steering, that means that the grip capability of the brakes is only 25% of that tire's total grip. You're coming in to a corner, you get heavy on the brakes. Now at this point, your tires squeak a little bit, so that's 100% of their grip. Now, if you stay heavy on the brakes and begin turning in for that corner, you are now exceeding that 100% limit of grip. So in order to turn, you need to release brakes. And you can do those simultaneously. So you will release brakes and turn. It's that string theory. Your steering and your brake pedal are connected. So straight wheel, heavy on the brakes. As you start to turn, you release your foot. And that is the string theory, and that goes for throttle as well. Say you're in a turn, right? And you add throttle. That's gonna cause the car to lose grip because your steering, if you're doing it properly, should be using 100% of the available grip. So you want to ease on the throttle and start straightening out the wheel. And you wanna do those at a similar rate because again, you need to balance that traction circle. So managing grip and anticipating and looking ahead are the two things that are gonna make you so much faster. You can't go faster by driving faster, but you can go faster by driving smoother. And that's the cool thing about autocross. Autocross rewards the smooth drivers and punishes the thrashy drivers, like me. So that is pretty much it for today's lesson. I will leave you with one more tidbit of information, and it is an important one. After your first event, you are going to have an extreme urge to modify your car. You're gonna see everybody with these fancy 200 treadwear tires, 9-inch wide wheels, $5,000 suspension systems, turbo kits, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And you're going to want to go online and order that stuff as soon as you get home. But resist the urge to modify. It doesn't take much autocross seat time to realize that the single most important modification to your car, to be quick, is tires. But I'm begging you, close that tire rack tab and hear me out. Over the last few years, I've developed a bit of a reputation for cannibalizing the used tire market, especially 245 4017s. I get tagged in any post in the tri-state area where somebody's selling their takeoff tires that they're done with. It's basically a meme at this point. But my choice to run someone else's destroyed tires is not one of economy or stubbornness. Okay, maybe a little. It's an integral part of a driver training program that I've laid out for myself. Old, heat cycle, worn out tires have some grip left, but not a lot. They require a certain finesse to extract a decent lap time. Competing this way requires the driver to grab these gripless monsters by the scruff of the neck and drive them, control them in a way that keeps the driver ahead of his competitor. In doing so, the driver is learning to drive a car that is always over the limit. I've been autocrossing consistently for 7 years now. I've won street touring with the New York region for 3 of those years. I've scored top packs on several occasions. I've been finished within 0.2 seconds of a 450 horsepower monster STI with 315 wide slicks. And I've done all this on tires that nobody wanted. Only now this season have I progressed to the point where I was ready for new tires. And this season, 7 years in, I have finally installed new tires. But the previous 6 years on somebody else's junk tires have made me so much better prepared for grip situations that are less than ideal. And anybody who has seen me drive has seen, I hate to brag, but my car control is second to none. I do spin on occasion, but you'll never find the limit if you don't push over it once in a while. So if you are serious about developing your skills as a driver, close that tire rack window and open up Craigslist's 2027 you will thank me. That's it for today. I'll see you guys next Taco Tuesday, where we go to Road America with Skip Barber Racing. And I'm not sure if we're gonna take home some hardware because I haven't gone yet. So you'll have to watch the next video to see. I'll see you guys next Taco Tuesday.